Şerif Buffalo ekranlarına hoş geldiniz. Call of Juarez Gunslinger 8. bölümle beraberiz. Ve kaldığı yerden hikaye devam etsin.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Daltonlar. Dalton Kardeşler.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeyville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Vay be. Ben de savaşmış. Daltonlara karşı.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith,
Coffeyville,
and he handed out firearms
Kansas.
to anybody who'd take
Ocak
one.
1800.
You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
Jesse James Stories. Ucuz romanlar.
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Nereden gideceğim?
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Girdik buraya. Şu an Ben'in, yani o bardaki, salondaki Ben'in anlattıklarına göre şekilleniyoruz.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows
Bu kadar mıydı?
they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read
Oh.
all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
Başa dönüyoruz.
First
Dwight
of
diyor
all,
ki ben öyle okumadım
time
diyor.
noon, a
Şöyleydi
posse
diyor.
of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, but now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he
Dwight'ın
figured out how to hit the
anlattıklarına
Daltons
göre
from a direction
bu
they weren't
şekilde
expecting.
Daltonlara karşı savaşmışız. Dwight'ın anlattıklarına göre.
From above. Fortunately, A water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company!
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Kasayı boşaltmışlar. Eskiden Daltonlar kanun adamlarıydı. Ve bankayı soyana kadar, posta arabalarını, her yeri soyana kadardı. Onların, kanun adamlarının süresi.
Over there!
Kaçırdım. Tuşu kaçırdım.
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Evet, benim o.
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Şu mermileri alalım. Lazım olacak.
His name? Silas Greaves. And when the dust finally
Adı
settled,
Silas Greaves'ti
he was
ve
the
çatışma
last man
bittiğinde
standing.
kalan son adam oydu. Yani bizim için
Sorry,
söylüyor.
kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Hayır. O öyle değildi diyor. Silas öyle değildi diyor. İşte böyleydi diyor.
It was early evening.
Üçüncüye
not high
aynı
noon.
şeyi oynuyoruz. Coffeyville, Kansas, 5 Ocak 1892.
I was late to the party and Coffeyville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Lider, acemi ve beceriksiz. Bob, Emmett ve Grat.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Oh, you're hiding too now. Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
Hadi çıkar kafanı. Çıkarmana gerek yok. Delik görmem yeterli.
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Daltonlar. Bir şey yok mu burada? Yok, gidelim.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer,
Ne geliyor oradan?
but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Kardeşlerden iki tanesi kaçmış. Diğeri tuzak kurulduğuna dair kesinlik için kalmış. Yani garanti için. Tuzak için kalmış. Bize tuzak kurmak için.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground
En
and
genç
face me down.
kardeşi kalmış Emmett.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
It's now killing time. You messed with the wrong damn Dalton. You ain't getting by me, Greed.
Az kaldı. Emmett'in işi bitecek.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Emmett'in cesaretli olduğunu söyledi. En küçük kardeşleri, Daltonların en küçük kardeşleri, Emmett cesaretli bir adammış. Gerçekten öyle. Bir tek o kaldı geride. Diğerleri kaçtı. Ve burada bölümü noktalıyoruz. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. Hoşçakalın.
It's time to settle up.